What can you say about your work as a coach? What do you find most interesting and satisfying about it?
When two people normally get together and have a conversation, it's often guarded to different degrees. And we show pieces of ourselves that we think are okay to different people. In a really good coaching conversation, those pretenses drop. And being able to just, I said before, be real, changes everything. You know, when we bring all of ourselves to a situation, it's what I coach leaders to do.
Okay.
Is the parts of themselves that they've decided are not acceptable to show to the world. We figure out how to bring those parts and find their value and find what energy those parts have that that person's not using in their life. So it's really an amazing process to sit and talk human to human, not title to title. If you've ever created a friendship with someone who was famous, what they value, like we all value, is someone who just knows them for real, not for this image of who they are. And I think that applies a lot in business.
Right.
You sit down with a CEO, you sit down with a senior executive, and if you're not wowed by the surface stuff, you get to just have a conversation with another person. And that's so rare that it makes it incredibly valuable.
So would you say that your model of leadership coaching is to help the leader know himself or herself for real more?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe one of my core beliefs is we all have tremendous potential to lead. We don't know it. And part of it is because to the degree that we're not ourselves, we have difficulty first leading our own lives well, and then having other people see that. The work I do with clients, you know, I'm generally called in to work with someone on business issues.
Okay, so you
in a corporate setting. Even though that's what I'm called in to do, it's always personal work. It impacts when we talk about the business issues, but it's always about the person I'm working with changing something about who they are, how they operate, what they're doing in the world that produces the result that they want.
So when organizations, companies call you to have you come in and coach their folks there, is there any common theme that they're asking for? It sounds like it's definitely something around authentic leadership, but that's probably not what they're buying. What are they buying?
Most of the people I work with, their difficulty is one of two things. Either they were an amazing, brilliant, independent contributor and never really learned much about managing or developing other people. So one is just helping people in that transition, which sometimes happens long after someone becomes a manager, of really learning to manage well and lead well. The other is often a lot about interpersonal skills, communication, awarenesses, sensitivity, what would be broadly under the category of emotional intelligence. And that tends to be what I get called in to help people with.
Do you have a particular model of how you want people to change that you work with, or is that?
It's a really good question. No, I don't. And there are many coaches who would, I think, raise their eyebrows at me for saying that. Because I think one of the tenets in coaching is have a model, have a plan for how you're going to work. A client of mine many years ago said to me, "You're very different from other coaches." He said, "I've had coaches in the past, and every coach I've had in the past came in, listened to me a little bit, and then put me through their program. They had a program, and they put me through it." And he said, it helped. But he said, what you do is you listen, and then I have the sense that you take everything you know or have ever learned and customize it for me in the moment so that I get exactly what I need, which is unlike what anyone else has ever gotten from you. And that's what I do. I bring all this background that I have and all the people I've worked with and all the situations I've been in, and I try and pick and choose what is going to move that person to their goal. And it makes more work for me sometimes. It's a lot easier to have your program, that you do the same way with everybody. And it's just, here's the 5 steps and here's what you do. But I don't believe that we're that simple as human beings. And if everyone could just go through a program, you wouldn't need a coach in person. You just go online and pay $99 and, go through 3 or 4 videos and be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I do. And that's not why people hire me. So it's very unique, very customized, very effective work because it's just for you.